Venus in Scorpio square Pluto in Aquarius. Love as alchemy, truth as liberation. November belongs to Venus in Scorpio. Venus barely gets her foot in the door of Scorpio before squaring Pluto at 1 degree Aquarius. A powerful entrance and declaration that this month, love is not here to soothe you. It's here to reveal what's real. November belongs to Venus in Scorpio. And with that comes intensity, passion, truth, and transformation. Venus enters Scorpio. She trades Libra's silk for Scorpio's obsidian. The tone shifts from harmony to honesty, from charm to depth. Venus in Scorpio doesn't flirt, she penetrates. She wants to know what lies beneath connection. She wants your soul, not your mask. Venus is in a superior position, a key detail that changes the story entirely. When a planet is in superior position, it's overcoming, whether by being overwhelmed by Pluto's intensity. Venus approaches this encounter with awareness and agency. Think of it as Venus walking into Pluto's domain with purpose, not as a victim of fate. She knows what she's walking into and uses Scorpio's strategic depth to direct the transformation consciously. Both Scorpio and Aquarius are fixed signs, creating friction between what wants to merge and what wants to separate. Scorpio, water, intimate, private, emotionally fused. Aquarius, air, detached, communal, intellectually free. This square highlights the tension between the personal versus the collective needs, emotional intensity versus detached objectivity, privacy versus transparency, possessive love versus universal love, depth versus breadth. Venus in Scorpio squaring Pluto and Aquarius asks, where does your need for closeness collide with the evolution toward freedom? The challenge is to evolve love without losing authenticity. Venus in detriment in Scorpio, the opposite of her Taurus rulership. Here, pleasure becomes passion and harmony becomes truth at any cost. Venus wants to attract. Scorpio wants to expose. Venus seeks comfort. Scorpio demands transformation. Venus values harmony. Scorpio values honesty. Venus enjoys beauty. Scorpio demands authenticity. This makes love powerful, complex, occasionally painful. Ouch. Venus must learn to wield intensity without control, to love through confrontation rather than avoidance. She's a runner, she's a track star. Venus is also in the bounds of Mars, sharpening her edge. Here, attraction becomes pursuit, connection becomes confrontation. Beauty becomes weaponized. Mars energy gives Venus raw passion and courage. She expresses love through action, desire, and defense. Relationships become initiations rather than escapes. Venus in Scorpio, under Mars's terms, is Venus as the warrior goddess, not gentle, but brave enough to descend into truth. You know, not everybody can handle truth. And Pluto in Aquarius marks a generational transformation in how humanity wields its power. Just look at the news, y'all. Technology and truth. Do you like truth? What is your relationship with truth? At 1 degree, Pluto's influence is raw and revolutionary, dismantling hierarchies, digitizing control, and exposing systematic shadows. Have y'all been paying attention to what's going on in the music industry? Pluto here operates through Mercury's bounds, blending intensity with intellect, transformation through communication, data, and information. Secrets revealed via networks and digital transparency. What conversations are you having with AI? Mental paradigms collapsing and reforming. Language as a tool of awakening or manipulation. Pluto in Aquarius asks, how do we evolve freedom without losing soul? It's not just about collective change. It's about emotional honesty within progress. Venus enters Scorpio and immediately faces Pluto. There's no slow build-up. The lesson begins with the confrontation. Now, let's go into the bounds because there is a bound connection. Mars and Mercury in Sagittarius. What does Mars and Mercury in Sagittarius have to do with this square? This is where it gets interesting and the narrative ignites. Because Venus is in not only Mars' sign, Scorpio, but it's in Mars' bounds. And Mars is in Sagittarius. Pluto, yes, it's in Aquarius, but Pluto is in the bounds of Mercury. And Mercury is in Sagittarius. Mercury and Mars, the rulers of Venus and Pluto's bounds, are traveling together in Sagittarius. This chain up from the dispositors creates a fiery truth-seeking backdrop, bringing themes of aggressive honesty. What does that mean? Saying what must be said, even if it burns. You can see intellectual combat, debating values and beliefs. You can see swift movement, fire, acting on conviction, not comfort. You could see philosophical conflicts, meaning and truth take the center stage. This Sagittarian influence lifts this Venus-Pluto square from emotional warfare into ideological evolution. It's not just what we feel, it's why we believe what we do about love, loyalty, and freedom. The core conflict, Venus and Scorpio, Mars' bounds, craves soul, deep intimacy, emotional fusion, and loyalty proven through vulnerability. Pluto in Aquarius, Mercury's bounds, demands liberation, evolution, and authenticity within collective truth. Mars plus Mercury in Sagittarius pushes both toward brutal honesty and expanded perspective. Question: how do you love deeply without control? Can intimacy exist without ownership? Can truth be spoken without cruelty? Can freedom coexist with loyalty? What is toxic loyalty? The Mars-Mercury conjunction acts as a catalyst. Speak what burns, but mean what you say. Don't come out there half-stepping, y'all. You know what they say? If you pull your gun, you better use it. Venus holds the superior position, applying the pressure. She ignites the transformation rather than succumbing to it. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Her power, Venus directs the confrontation. Love leads that change. Her vulnerability, she is in detriment. Stripped of her charm and comfort, forced to act from raw emotional honesty. Think of Venus as the diplomat turned warrior, uncomfortable but resolute. She meets Pluto's intellectual detachment with passion, integrity, proving that love is not weakness, but courage under fire. This square becomes the true serum. Everything false and manipulative is going to surface. Venus demands authenticity. Pluto demands accountability. You know people are allergic to that. Authenticity and accountability. But together, they purge what's stagnant and reveal what's real. Now, how to navigate through this energy? Things you do want to do? Accept that change is happening. Speak truth with courage, not cruelty. Lead your own transformation. Give space without detachment. Reclaim your voice if you silenced it. And let go gracefully when it's time. What not to do? Don't control out of fear. Don't equate drama with depth. Don't weaponize vulnerability. Don't ignore money or power dynamics. And lastly, don't cling. Release and rebuild. Venus in Scorpio, square Pluto in Aquarius asks you to evolve your relationship to control, attachment, and truth. Love deeply, but allow freedom. Be honest without dominance. Merge without losing yourself. Pluto in Aquarius redefines connection itself. How we love, how we relate, and build systems. Venus reminds us, progress without compassion is collapse in disguise. In the age of algorithms, Venus in Scorpio whispers, keep the soul in the system. Is Venus trying to say algorithms is soulless? Venus in Scorpio teaches that beauty is born not from perfection, but honesty. A heart that's faced loss and still loves is the most magnetic force in the world. This is not a time of shallow feelings or half-hearted partnerships. It's a time for depth over comfort, truth over harmony, transformation over illusion. Venus in Scorpio doesn't promise ease. She promises a rebirth. Whatever survives this purification will be stronger, truer, and more alive than before. The promise: if it's real, it will grow. If it's false, it will burn. Either way, the truth sets you free. This is Venus in Scorpio, square Pluto in Aquarius. Love as alchemy, truth as liberation, and courage to descend, transform, and rise again. If this resonates with you, leave a comment, send an email to IamAstrologyReadings@gmail.com. Like, share with a friend. And if you want to show your appreciation, send your boy a tip. I Am Astrology Readings, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. This is Paul Heath, I Am Astrology Readings. Know thyself and balance your energy.